Welcome to this channel. Today's lecture focuses on George Simmel, one of the most original and intellectually stimulating thinkers in classical sociology. Unlike system builders such as Durkheim or Marx, Simmel was a philosophical sociologist who explored the subtle forms of social interaction that shape everyday life. Simmel's sociology helps us understand modern life, urban experience, individuality, and the tensions between society and the self. Background and intellectual context. George Simmel was born in 1858 in Berlin and lived during a period of rapid industrialization, urbanization, and cultural transformation in Europe. He was deeply influenced by German philosophy, especially Kant and Nietzsche. Taught at the University of Berlin, but remained largely marginal in academic institutions. Faced anti-Semitism and institutional exclusion despite his brilliance. Important point. Simmel was more recognized outside Germany, especially in the United States, than within his own country. Simmel's sociological method, formal sociology. The core of Simmel's contribution lies in what he called formal sociology. What is formal sociology? Instead of studying society as a structure, Simmel focused on forms of interaction. Society exists wherever individuals interact. Examples of social forms: cooperation, conflict, competition, subordination, exchange, secrecy. The content of interaction may change, but the form often remains the same. Society as interaction. For Simmel, society is not a thing. It is a process. It exists only through ongoing interactions. Society is merely the name for a number of individuals connected by interaction. This makes Simmel a precursor to symbolic interactionism and microsociology. Dyad and Triad. One of Simmel's most famous contributions is his analysis of group size. Dyad, group of two. Intimate and fragile. No majority possible. Complete involvement of both members. Triad, group of three. More stable. Possibility of mediator. Dominator. Divide and rule strategy. This analysis shows how structure emerges from interaction, not institutions. Conflict as a form of socialization. Unlike thinkers who saw conflict as destructive, Simmel argued, conflict is normal. Conflict can strengthen group unity. Conflict resolves tensions and prevents disintegration. Conflict is a positive social force, not merely a breakdown of order. The stranger. One of Simmel's most celebrated concepts is the stranger. Characteristics. Simultaneously near and far. Part of the group, yet not fully accepted. Often associated with traders, migrants, minorities. The stranger brings objectivity, but also faces suspicion. This concept is extremely relevant for migration studies, urban sociology, minority studies, the philosophy of money. In the philosophy of money, Simmel examines how money reshapes social relationships. Key arguments. Money increases freedom, but also leads to impersonality. Relationships become calculative. Values become quantified. Money transforms qualitative relations into quantitative ones. Metropolis and mental life. In his famous essay The Metropolis and Mental Life, Simmel explains the psychological impact of urban life. Key ideas. Sensory overload in cities. Development of blasé attitude. Intellectualization of life. Emotional detachment as a survival strategy. Urban life promotes individual freedom, but also alienation. Individuality and modern culture. Simmel saw modernity as a paradox. More personal freedom. More fragmentation. Individual pulled between. Objective culture, institutions, technology. Subjective culture, personal creativity. This tension defines the modern individual. Contribution to sociology. Simmel's influence can be seen in Symbolic interactionism. Urban sociology. Cultural sociology. Network analysis. Microsociology. He influenced thinkers like Max Weber, Robert K. Merton, Irving Guffman. Criticism of Simmel. Despite his originality, Simmel faced criticism. Lack of systematic theory. Excessive abstraction. Fragmented writings. Difficult language. However, these are also seen as his strength, not weakness. Conclusion. George Simmel gives us a microscopic lens to understand society. He teaches us that everyday interactions, no matter how small, are sociologically meaningful. Society is not outside us. It happens between us. If you found this lecture helpful, do like, subscribe and share this video. Thank you.